Hey,
messing up my
hey,
vibe.
hey.
If y'all only knew what was happening in the studio, we always have some drama going on.
It's always drama. That's why you're here. Because we're here to entertain, educate, and empower. Season 3.
Season 3, y'all, Doing the Doctorate. Season 3. I am so thankful that we are here. Listen, our lives are structured so that Sunday evenings always are like bananas.
Which is crazy because you would think Sunday evening would be a time where there's rest and Sabbath and we just come in here relaxed and ready
but
to go live, and no.
But we're here.
We're here.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Doing the Doctorate Podcast. I am Dr. Kesslin, founder of the PhD Consultants, where I help people get in, through, and out of their doctoral programs. You all know that I don't do this by myself. I have the incomparable early childhood educator, STEMmer Early LLC founder, and my friend, Dr. O.
Hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, y'all, it's me, Dr. O. I'm here. I'm excited. We're still talking legacy building, and let's get into it.
Wait. Before we get into it, this is Black History Month.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And you are a legacy builder. I see you repping STEM Early LLC. This is your legacy. Tell me about STEM Early LLC and what do you do?
So this is what we do at STEM Early. We empower teachers to teach, and we give them the tools to thrive. And then we also create STEM-rich environments for early childhood students, birth through 3rd grade. So that's what we do. Now, you'll see me with this shirt. This is the old school shirt. This is the throwback shirt.
Yep.
So
my kids have those shirts.
Yes. So STEM Early actually separated into 2 companies now. We have a faith-based company, which this is the logo. And then we have the other logo, which you probably commonly see on all my social media platforms with the rocket and things like that. So STEM Early is my legacy. I am training the next STEM educators, and I'm excited about it.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm doing. Legacy.
Well, I don't have on my logo shirt. You'll see it, but this shirt says "Proud Black Queen" with the doctorate. Hello.
Period.
I am representing all that. Well, no, this T-shirt doesn't represent all that I am, but I am a proud Black queen with a doctoral degree. But I love that I help people really get admitted into doctoral programs, and I help you get through. So when you get out, you can make a dynamic difference in the world and start companies like
STEM
Early LLC.
This is because of this.
So this is about, you all know, season 3 is about legacy. Legacy is not just what you leave, but what you leave in others. I think someone said that on one of our previous podcasts. Not just what you leave, that's important, but what you deposit into others so they can make a dynamic difference in the world. And that's what we're talking about this season, building a legacy. So we always start with our quote. So let me give you the quote for the day. Your research, I probably have said this one before, but it is so powerful. Your research is the antidote to someone's trauma. Don't procrastinate producing the life-saving vaccine. Your research is the antidote to someone's trauma. Don't hesitate producing the life-saving vaccine. I need you to persist. Wow. I always say it at the end of every show, your research matters, because it does. I talked to someone just today, Doc, who talked about doing research on African-American women who were in higher education. Wow. And she had started doing this research. She'd started doing this research in her master's program. Okay. But she really wants to make an impact for African-American women who are in higher education. Yeah. She is building a legacy. That's what this is about. Finding the problems and providing an answer, a solution, building a legacy. Doc, your thoughts about legacy building and finding a solution.
Oftentimes, especially in the world of education, we talk about all the problems.
Yeah,
this is wrong and that is wrong, and this is wrong and that is wrong, and this is wrong and that is wrong. But it's really up to us to persist in finding out how we can right those wrongs.
Yes.
And that's what the PhD is all about. It's about finding what is wrong. What are those issues that are near and dear to my heart? Yes. And let me research to find the solutions to be the panacea for that issue or that trauma. So it's time out for complaining and it's time for doing, for persisting, for building that legacy. And I love this quote because if our research is the antidote and we're not persisting, then that means this life-saving vaccine is not being produced, which means somebody's lives is still in COVID because the vaccine has not been produced.
Yes, this quote I actually wrote during COVID.
It's good.
I wrote it during COVID.
It's good.
If we don't do the research, then people will die.
They will die
from whatever it is that we're not researching, right? So I need you to do your research. View your research as an opportunity to save a life.
It's true.
Lives.
It's true.
To save lives. So
that's you started heavy.
Listen,
legacy is no joke, man.
Legacy, it's not.
It's no joke.
It's a responsibility.
It is.
You know, having a doctoral degree is not, I mean, it's all cute to call yourself doctor. Yeah. But if you're calling yourself doctor, and we talk about this all the time, but you're not doing what doctors do, then how are you helping the world? You're not helping the world. So we need you to help the world.
Yes.
Build your legacy.
Yes.
Build your legacy.
I
Build
love
your
that.
legacy. Listen, we always have a doctoral roll call.
Roll call.
Hey,
where you at?
Roll call.
Hey, where you at?
Listen, if you are watching the show tonight, make sure that you let us know who you are, right? If you're a doctor, let us know who you are, where you're joining us from, and what your doctoral degree is in. Why do we do that? We want people to be encouraged.
Yes.
We want people to know that you can have a doctoral degree in almost anything. So let us know what your doctoral degree is in. Let us know so other people can be inspired.
And that's important because I was at church just today and there was a little boy and he said, they introduced me, said, "This is Dr. O." And he said, "Man, everybody at this church is a doctor." Because our church believes in using the title. And sometimes we get our PhDs and we're like, "No, just call me O, just call me Kesslin." But it's so important.
We really don't care.
Because it's right.
Not that deep.
It's not that deep. Like, just call me O.
It's not that deep.
Just call me Kesslin.
Yeah.
But our pastor, she's like, when you get those letters.
Wait. She said our pastor, she. Okay, go ahead.
Our pastor, she.
Yes.
Because she just got hers last year.
Yes.
Dr. Langston, Reverend Dr. Langston said it's important not for you to hear, but for the children to hear.
Yes.
Because it's legacy.
Yes.
And she's like, I want all these kids here to know she has a doctorate. She's a doctor. She has a doctorate. And when that little boy, I think he might have been 11 today, he said, "Man, everybody here is a doctor."
Oh, you know, I love it.
I was like, yes. And I was like, and you too can be one too. He was like, and he was like, I might do that, Dr. O. I should. Legacy. Shout it out.
We talked last week or the week before, I can't remember, but about representation.
Yes, it matters.
It matters. It matters. So all of my friends who are doctors, I introduce them to my daughters. This is doctor.
Yep.
And this is doctor. So it's not foreign to them.
That part.
Right? It's not foreign. They understand this whole emphasis on legacy. Yeah. They get it. They get it. So we always get questions, Doc.
Yes.
And this question comes up all the time. And the question is, Dr. Kesslin, how can I manage writing this literature review? I think we talked about this last season. People are always asking questions about the literature review. The good thing is we're going to talk about that on tonight's show. The theme for tonight's show is we're going through legacy, right? So we're at L, I think we're at L.
L part
Second
two.
L.
L part two.
L part two. Laying the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Laying the foundation. We're going to explore some critical groundwork related to laying the foundation. How do you ask the research question? How do you figure out what research question to ask? And how do you tackle that doggone long literature review? So if you ask that question, tonight's a good night to tune in. So we're just going to jump into it. Let's
jump into it.
Woo. Let me just start by asking you, like, how did you, we're talking about determining your research question, which is really not, it's not really easy. It's easy maybe to determine the topic, but it's not always easy to determine the question. Yeah. So let's just talk topic. How did you choose your topic?
So I knew going in that I wanted to do something as it relates to teachers and how they engage students. And I say that because teachers would always say to me, the kids love you. They love your classroom. What are you doing? The kids, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Right.
They're like, you're like the queen of engagement. That's what people used to say. You're the queen of engagement, as Miss Jones at the time. Miss Jones, you're the queen of engagement. And even when I would do conferences and church conferences, I would teach the kids. And they're like, all the kids want to be in your class. No one's ever bored. What are you doing? And I was like, well, what am I doing? I need to figure it out, like, because I'm doing something. Yeah. And so that whole topic of engagement was always near and dear to me. But when you look at a literature review, like, engagement is like this, and the lit review makes you funnel like this. Yes. And that is such a hard process. I mean, it took me years.
I tell people that.
Years.
Yes. To figure it out.
To figure out that minute point. And I remember the first question I had was, how do teachers engage fifth grade math students, fifth grade Black boy math students, right? Did I say that right? So it was fifth grade African-American male students who are in special ed. Oh. And I got all the way down to there because I had so many people like pouring into me at the time. And I had the Center for Applied Science and Technology out in Massachusetts. They're the ones who did the UDL theory. They were going to sponsor my research because they were engaged in a larger project. And she was like, if this is what you're interested in, and then my advisor was like, oh my God, that's perfect. That's great. This is the best thing ever. So we wrote it up and I was researching the whole time. And then when I went to my broader committee, they were like, no, because it sounds like you're helping them. So that took me 2 years to get to. And my advisor was like, I mean, Arinthia, I have no idea why they're saying no.
Oh, wow.
And
yes, it happens.
I'm so sorry. So we had to go back to the drawing board. I'm like, but the good thing is I still was under the topic of engagement and teachers engaging students. So a chunk of my lit review I could still use, but doggone it, there was a lot I couldn't.
And but you could turn it into an article later.
I mean, I still have it. True.
I'm
true. Because my advisor was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to start over. And that's the last thing you want to hear.
After 2 years.
That's the last thing you want to hear. So it's not, she has the answer. So I went to her. So we're going to shift it back to her and she's going to give us the answer because it is daunting.
So it is daunting. It's daunting. And you have to please a whole group of people. And
ma'am,
that's a big part of the challenge, right? So let me give you some tips for choosing your research topic. And here they are. I'm going to just ask some questions. And the first question is, what are you interested in? Like, this is for the long haul. This is not just 2, 3 years, even 7 years in your 12 years in your doc program. Like, this is long-term career kind of questions. What are you interested in? What's going to captivate your attention? That's what you want to think about in terms of the big picture. Even more than that. Second question. What ticks you off?
I love it.
What issue makes you so mad, so angry that you are willing to spend sleep. It keeps you up at night.
That's good.
It keeps you up. You're angry. You want to change. That's something that will keep your interest. So what are you interested in? If you say, I don't know, then I'll say, what makes you angry? Ask yourself, what issue ticks you off and you want to do something about it, right? That's the second question. The third question is regarding choosing your interest, your topic of interest. What problem do you want to resolve in the next 5, 10 years? Because really, we're talking about legacy. Doing your dissertation is step one.
Yes.
It's an important step, but it's step one. It's laying the foundation, right, for your next 5 to 10 years. So what topic do you want to address and hopefully resolve over the next 5 to 10 years? This is an important question when you're choosing your topic, I think. Who do you have access to?
Ooh.
Like, I don't need to be doing research on molecular biology. I know nothing about, I don't even know if that's a real word, right?
It is.
I mean,
it is,
right? I don't know. I don't have access to
good.
scientists. I don't know that world. I may have a question. It may be of interest to me, but I don't have access to people who can answer that question. I had a client call me today, and we were on for about an hour, and she wanted to do a specific subject. But she didn't have people. She'd gone through IRB, put out her flyer. She'd sent it to 170 organizations.
Wow.
Not one person.
One.
No.
Yikes.
Because she was asking a question
Yikes.
that made people a little uncomfortable. You have to think about who you have access to, who will answer your question.
That's really good.
And if there's no response, then you might want to rethink your methodology and your question.
That's good.
So who do you have access to as it relates to your interest or the thing that you're angry about? And those things will help you frame your question. Now,
that's good.
Crafting a strong research question is important. So you have the topic, at least a broad category. How do you craft a research question? Well, by the time you get to crafting a research question, you would have read much of what's in the literature. And so the starting point for crafting your question is understanding what the literature says.
That's good.
So there are 3 questions that you start out with. I'm just questioning tonight.
Yeah,
there are 3 questions that you start out with in terms of getting niching down and asking your question. The first is, what does the literature say about this topic? Like, what do we know? What do we already know? My area is domestic violence in faith communities, right? What do we know? Who's already published something in that topic? The second question is, what don't we know? And that's a more critical question because what we don't know is not going to jump off the page.
Definitely not going to jump off the page.
You have to think about, well, wow, we know this, but I haven't read anything about this specific population as it relates to this issue, or this specific geographic area, or this specific age group. I know this, but I don't know this. So what do we know? What's there? Second question, what's not there? What's missing? And the third question is, what do we know? What don't we know? Third question, why is it important that we know this? And this speaks to the purpose, your purpose statement. I need to find the answer to this question for this population because, right? We know this, but we don't know this. And it's important because that helps you frame your purpose statement. What don't we know helps you frame your question. Why do we need to know it helps you frame your purpose statement. And those are the foundational pieces. Laying the foundation, legacy, laying the foundation. Those are the foundational pieces. Choosing a research topic, broadly speaking, that's of interest to you or that makes you angry, something you can commit to for the next 5 to 10 years, like this is your career, and then finding out what's there, what's not there, and asking why it's important.
That's good. Yep. Wow. Y'all just got all that for free. I just need y'all to know y'all just got all of that for free. Okay. Rewind, take notes, rewind, take notes.
Yep. Who can you get access to?
That's so important.
That's the foundation of all research, right? You're asking, man, I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah. That's good.
And then you ask, who do I need to, who can give me these answers, and where can I find them?
And that's important, because I think sometimes we get so passionate about something and we want to research it, but we don't have access, right? Like you may be passionate about students. I have a friend, she did her PhD on, I'm going to say it wrong, but it was on students in Haiti. And I can't remember what her exact focus was, right? And I'm like, how are you doing research on students in Haiti? She's like, oh, I can go over there several times a year because I know several heads of schools. So access. So she had a passion for children, students in Haiti, and she was able to go.
Yes.
And she went to Haiti several times during her, dissertation process. But it wasn't like, oh, I have this passion for students in Haiti, but I don't know nobody there.
Yeah.
I don't, because she's going to get the same response your friend got. Because they're going to be like, who?
Yep. She sent out 170
and not one.
Not one.
Because here's the thing that they don't tell you about the dissertation process. People are reluctant to engage in research.
Oh, especially on topics that are problematic.
Yes. And nobody told me that.
Yeah.
We just assume, okay, as soon as I did all this stuff, Dr. K, and I'm ready to go and I'm excited, and then you're met with closed doors, and that's really debilitating and frustrating. But if you go to number 4 before you sum everything up and decide, okay, who do I actually have access to? And the reason why I was able to frame my topic, charter schools in DC, is because I was a board member of charter schools in DC for 7 years. So of the, 50, 60 schools that I sent letters to engage in the research, I had like 41 of the 50, 60 schools said yes. Because they're like, oh, that's Dr. O. She's on the board and we love what she's doing. And so those 5th grade teachers, they took my surveys without a problem, calling me back. Did you get my survey? I got somebody else who wants it. Did you get to this school? Because they will help you, because they know you and they want to help you with your research. But if you don't have access, that's so debilitating.
It truly is. I mean, you can have all the wonderful ideas in the world, but if you don't have access to them, and if you're not going where they are, and you're not giving an incentive, why would they want to participate? And they don't know you.
And
you want them to share their whole life story.
They're gonna be like, I don't know you.
Yeah. So that's the foundation.
You got to lay it, because you can't build. You got to lay the foundation in order to build upon it. And I'll say this, and I wish somebody would have came and said to me, whatever they're telling you at that university, is wrong. My father-in-law got his PhD from UMass, and he said, day 1, start reading and writing about what you're passionate about.
Absolutely.
Because all of that is going to come into play when you write your lit review. And so the first class I had at my university, and the first paper I had, I said, well, I'd like to write about this because I'm really interested. Because for my dissertation, they're like, oh, your dissertation's so far away. Don't even worry about that until it's time.
Don't listen to that advice.
And I did. And it made the literature review that much more daunting, because let's be clear, in my humble opinion, the literature review and finding this question and purpose statement is one of the hardest things to do.
It is. Who knew that crafting a question would be so difficult?
So hard.
Yes.
So, and a lot of people stop.
Yes.
This is where a lot of ABD comes in.
Yeah.
Because it's debilitating.
And you think this should not be that.
Yeah, like why is it so hard? But it is hard and it's okay.
And it
like,
takes time.
It takes time.
And it's okay.
And that's okay.
I tell this story all the time. My mentor, and we need to, because I'm sure
listen, with Dr. Jones, he in the back in the studio yelling at us. Yeah, okay. We come.
My mentor would ask, I was trying to develop this question, and she said, do you want perceptions? What are the perceptions of? Or do you want perspectives of? And I was like, what's the difference? I don't care. She's like, it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a difference. Now I get it.
Yep.
Right? Now I get it. But it makes a difference. Anyway, laying the foundation. There we have it.
It is what it is.
There we have it. You all, there we have it. All right. Oh, that's it. I have to, before we check out, what's on your schedule?
Hey, you know what? Baby girl's birthday is February 14th. So I won't be traveling this week, but I'll be traveling again next week to Atlanta to the Region 5 Head Start Conference in Atlanta. I'll see you there. But this week is Baby Girl's Week, so we will be celebrating her this week. So.
Yay. Well, what am I
doing?
What
do you do?
I'm getting ready to make a presentation in, where is the conference? I think it's Atlanta. No, it's New Orleans.
Lucky. I want to go to New Orleans.
Yeah. I couldn't remember where I was.
No, that's my happy place.
Oh,
it really is.
Okay. All right.
Really
well,
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yay.
Of course, I need
to get in your suitcase.
As long as you meet the weight requirement.
You know what? Real quick, I had a funny story too. It was the difference between my research guy. He said, "Do you want effectiveness or efficacy?" Oh. I was like, "What? Are we splitting hairs?"
It feels like that, doesn't it?
But once you start to do the work, you realize it's two totally different things.
Yes. So language matters. Language matters.
Totally matters.
Anyway. Well, that's it for tonight, guys. Boom. I think we have done all that we've been called to do with our. My papers are coming all out and all that. Anyway, listen, my goal is to help folks get in, through, and out of their doctoral program, and it really is important. Being called doctor, I mean, that's cool. Yeah. But doing the work that doctors do is really, really, really important. So I just want to encourage you to do the work. End every podcast with reminding you that the doctoral degree is not merely a degree of intelligence. It's not. It is a degree of persistence. And we are here to help you persist. Why? Because your research matters.
It does. It matters.
It matters. Oh, I forgot to say one thing. On February 24th, we are hosting a round 2 of Speaking Up Together.
Oh, yeah.
The conversation Black women in higher ed.
Yes.
Go to drkesslin.com. There is a link there, Speaking Up Together. Make sure you click to register, Speaking Together. And I also am giving away PDF copies of 2 books. Is Black History
giving
away the PDF copies. So go to drkesslin.com. You'll see a link somewhere on that page for free books.
Nice.
All right, drkesslin.com, free books, and that's it. Really, we gotta go. We have to go. Love you guys. Love you, Mom and Dad. Talk to you later. Bye.